What is up, guys? Jake from A&J Sports here. Now, this is a video to get my reaction to Juventus's Coppa Italia exit that happened Wednesday. I would have done one on the day, but my rage just overcame me. I just did not think I was going to think rationally about an analysis on that video, because that was a type of performance that any football team, any fan supporting any football team would be completely and utterly disgusted with. Not the first thing to just look at. I mean, we get knocked out of the Coppa Italia. Bear in mind, we're the holders. To a side with, that is, in no disrespect, that should not be on the same level with us. I was expecting to go into that game and we would walk away with a comfortable 3-0 win, regardless of how bad our season has been. You know, with a quarter-final at stake, we are on an easy side of the tournament tree. If we would have won that, we would have gone on to face Bologna. We would have avoided playing throughout. We wouldn't have played Milan, we wouldn't have played Inter, we wouldn't have played Lazio, we wouldn't have played Napoli. We would have literally, realistically, should have made the final. But no, we put in an absolute shocking performance from start to finish. And if I'm being completely honest, watching that game, we were very fortunate to get to penalties. Empoli were by far the better team on the day. They took us all the way to penalties and we end up losing on penalties. Two players that I would have expected to put the ball into the back of the net from the shootout, Yildiz and Vlahovic, both of them, Vlahovic skying his penalty and Yildiz putting a poor penalty, and the keeper ends up saving it. Overall, that performance from start to finish, Empoli were by far the better side. They were cutting through us at will. And Motta, for me, is got a huge part to play in this defeat. He plays the likes of Coop Mainers, Nico Gonzalez, constantly still plays Timothy Weah at right back, even though we've got a couple of more options, I feel, that would be better at right back. Even though we have injuries, we brought in a right back in Alberto Costa, and we are not using him. Then what's the point of buying him? We needed defenders. We needed more bodies at the back because of the injuries we were sustaining. And you're playing someone who we brought in, his position was a striker, we transitioned him into a wide midfielder, and now you're deciding to play him as a fullback. That's just genius. That is just genius. Keeps playing Coop Mainers. I genuinely don't understand or know what more Coop Mainers has to do, how much more poorer Coop Mainers has to play before he gets dropped. He gets chance after chance and he fails time and time again, and he continuously plays him. Nico Gonzalez, look, on his day, I'm sure he's a terrific football player, but right now, he is not delivering. And we've got a young player in Imbangula who has been delivering 9 times out of 10 this season. Only had a handful of bad performances this season. He is hungry to play, a product of our youth academy, and we're not playing him. He has been one of our most consistent players, and he's not getting played. And look, Vlahovic, that's another thing. Dusan Vlahovic, his head is not for Juventus anymore. He is just not in the right mind frame. And I think it's time to cut our losses. I've tried. I have been backing that man all season. But he is just not delivering. He missed a couple of golden opportunities and skying his penalty. last night, on Wednesday. I think it is time to cut our losses after when this season is done. We put him on the market, just get as much as we can, because I know we're not going to get him for his full value, because he is on the last year of his contract when this season is up, and we are going to be looking at probably 30-40 million if we're lucky for Dusan Vlahovic, because this season as a whole he's just been so inconsistent. He's just not been clinical enough. Yes, he's on a decent amount of goals at this point of the season, not bad, but he is just not doing it for me. When he came in, promising player. I know there were circumstances for his first couple of seasons, but he's playing in a more attacking style of play, I guess you could say, in comparison to Allegri. Any sort of football would be more attacking than Allegri, and he's just not been doing it. So Vlahovic, my patience is up with him. But most importantly, I'm talking about Motta here. I have no confidence in THIAGO Motta. I don't have confidence in that man that he's going to take us to the next level. He can continue this season, but there was a chance to get to the knockout stages of the Champions League, which we have not seen for 3 seasons, I believe. 3 seasons we've not seen the last 16 of the Champions League. Our only chance at this point of the start of the week to win silverware, in my opinion, was the Coppa Italia. And he fucked that up with poor choices. His tactics, I don't know what he's getting this team to do. The defence was getting opened up at will. And yes, we've had injuries. I know people are going to say we've got injuries because we've resorted to playing Weah at right back. Gatti is our only fit proper centre half that is a guaranteed starter. We got Lloyd Kelly in there. But still, Motta, at this point, I don't care how many injuries you got. If you are a good coach, a really top-notch coach, you have to work with the tools that you have been given, and then you have to make exceptions. You've got to change the tactics. You've got to adapt to your current situation, and he's not doing that. THIAGO Motta, he has had howler after howler this season in terms of poor tactics, poor choices for lineup, and he does not claim responsibility, not once. That man has no accountability for his shocking decisions, and I do not want him as the head coach next season, because the best we can hope for this year is to get top 4 in the league, and based on our performances this season, that is no guarantee. It is no guarantee. We have Lazio breathing down our necks. Fiorentina are hungry for top 4. And who's to say that Milan won't creep up and catch up to us? It's all depending on them. But we are more than capable of dropping that many points for Milan to overtake us. So I am not confident in the slightest that Motta is the man for the job. I want him gone. I have no confidence in THIAGO Motta. And if he goes, I want us to do everything in our power to bring in Zinedine Zidane. He is a proven winner. Obviously, with Real Madrid, he had so many resources at his disposal with that club. So much financial backing to bring in other players as well. He is not literally just going in there and just picking up Champions League after Champions League. We have seen experienced managers go to Madrid before and not delivered. And that man delivered a three-peat of Champions League trophies. Never been done. So he's a proven manager. And I believe he will be able to get more out of most of our players than THIAGO Motta. And he is going to adjust. He can adjust. We've seen him do it with Real Madrid. I've seen him take an absolute injury-filled Real Madrid side that had no part of being in the Champions League semi-final, and he took them all the way there. And they actually gave it a good go against Chelsea. Scoreline of the 2 legs might say something different, but they gave it a good go. He managed to get a team working to a certain degree. And I believe if we had Zinedine Zidane in now, we would have been doing so much better than what we've been doing under THIAGO Motta. As I said, no confidence in THIAGO Motta. He doesn't have a clue in terms of the tactical setup, and when it comes to bringing reinforcements in the game, substitutions, he leaves it too little too late. He makes the changes so late. And another thing that bugs me with his decision making, he is not starting Yildiz, who is probably our best attacking player. Make it make sense. I honestly beg anyone from the Juventus fan base to try and convince me that THIAGO Motta is the man for the job based on what he's done this season. Because I don't see anything that he has done at this point to suggest he can bring Juventus back to where we used to be. We gave it a good go and it's just not working. And we are going to be having a trophyless season in 24-25. That is all I can see. And I do not want to hear about us making a late surge for the Scudetto, because that is just impossible. We are not going to be able to keep up the pace to overturn that 8-point gap. We are not going to do that. I know we gained a little bit of ground, but that's just not happening. Not because I don't think the teams at the top won't drop points. They probably could do. They've been doing it so far this season. Inter are not the same, Napoli are not the same, but we are not going to be keeping up that pace. Absolutely no chance. And that's my thoughts on it. That performance against Empoli has just made me not confident in THIAGO Motta. I want Motta out. Motta out. That is it. Motta out. Zidane in. End of.